One is like not even a bike length long.
Yeah, but Europe doesn't care how short their switchbacks are.
Europe doesn't care how long your bike is. Yo guys,
No.
we're under the power lines right now. Jesse's snacking. Okay guys, yo guys. Today we're hanging out under the power lines. We've set up some cones back here. Nice quiet road, and we're gonna do some cone drills. Pretty easy to just set up some cones, set up some rocks, set up some whatever you got. Just taking a short piece of road like this, dirt road, and everyone has them, I think. You guys have dirt roads? Let us know in the comments below.
Tell us about your dirt roads. Today we're gonna do skills and drills, some cone drills. So why we do cone drills is to break down the process of cornering in simple terrain where all we have to think about is our body positioning.
It's also very repeatable and we can watch each other. So doing it with people is great because you can kind of nitpick on each other's form, and placing the cones at more challenging positions forces you to really think ahead and not just do one cone and leave it at that. You have to kind of think about how you're braking and turning to make it through the whole track.
Do you want to christen this course for us?
Really? Me? You'll let me do it? I can do it? I don't know, that's like kind of a lot of pressure. You sure?
How do you think Miranda's gonna do on this first round through?
I think we're a little bit ambitious, but I have faith. I think
Ambitious with what?
cone spacing, but I have faith.
Namely, the tightness.
No. We'll be fine.
Should we run this course, Miranda? Or?
Pretty tight.
You know what? You gotta learn. So spread everything out. Really fun though.
I like it.
I actually like it. I like it.
Europe has much tighter corners, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Jesse is gonna do a run through the cones. Remy and I are gonna watch him and see if there's anything that we think he can improve on. Then we're gonna give him those tips, and then he'll do a few laps to try and practice what we've said, or see if it makes a difference.
We've ridden for so long that we have these
Things you just do.
these habits. Cones are good to break yourself out of routines. When you go riding, it's just you just hit the same things the same way.
Yeah.
So like this, if I can see one of you two doing this better than me, I'm like, okay, well, something must be a little bit different there.
Yeah. So what Jesse does really well is sort of weight and unweight his bike throughout the course, but I felt like a lot of his weight was over the front end of his bike, which you need on this because it does kind of feel like your front end's gonna push a bit, but it was maybe too much so that the rear was always kind of breaking loose. And I feel like I've seen that in photos of you and stuff riding. Mm-hmm. A lot of the time you're you're really attacking but really forward, and it might make the rear a bit more unsettled.
So what should I drop my heels or something, or should I just put myself out of the back? Or what do I focus
It's almost
on?
like your upper body is over your bars.
Okay.
So if
The whole thing just needs to come back.
maybe come back a tiny
Bring
bit.
your hips.
Sit my hips back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're
And then
pretty upright
that'll
and the
bring
weight's
everything.
pretty far forward.
Okay.
But you have a good you're pushing well, you're weighting your bike, but the weight just might be a little bit forward,
More hingy.
I think.
The technique that works well in cones isn't always the technique that you'd apply to the trail, because you're trying to get around that one point. You always end up doing a really quick turn, which ends up being a bit of a skid, flick, drift kind of situation. And
So should I still kind of go up and down, or just focus on really putting my weight back?
I think you're good gaining traction by using your weight.
But if maybe I put my weight back, I wouldn't have to do as much of
yeah,
it?
try and stay in a more neutral position throughout, rather than that up and down.
The bobbing up and
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look pretty good.
It felt
One more. One more. One more.
Like he looks stronger.
okay. I felt like I was going pretty much the same speed, but almost didn't have to try. So I had to try to keep myself back, but I wasn't having to push in like they were saying as much, and I felt like I was more balanced. And I feel like before I was trying to push in and turn to really, you know, get my front wheel tractioned and out of there quickly because I didn't want to lose it. So doing the kind of sit back was a bit scary, but my front wheel didn't push at all. So yeah, felt a lot better.
Look like you're in a stronger body position so that if you weren't just riding a road, if something was to unsettle you, your weight was a bit lower to then maybe like save something. Whereas like when your weight's a bit higher and you were to like maybe hit a rock, it'd be easier to get like thrown off balance.
Yeah, I mean 2 runs wasn't enough. I kind of want to do more of it,
Yeah.
but that was sweet.
Give us one more.
Another lap?
Yeah.
I don't actually want to do another one. I think that's good. It reminds me of the slab video where you said to like drop heels to like bring your weight down and gain traction, and something that you have to like do to kind of believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're given a challenge to just go through cones, you kind of throw caution to the wind of any sort of form or whatever, and you just kind of like get through it. And that's always been me. I've never done like much skill practicing, so it's kind of really good to like break it down and see what I can actually improve on, and then here it makes a difference, and then hopefully on the trails, yeah, just it's better.
All right, Rem, you're up. So I have 2 points I would like to make about Remy.
I don't like this.
No, so one thing I noticed, I think Remy could lean his bike more, like around the turn. I felt like his bike was pretty upright and he was just using sheer force to like get around. And then what I think was demonstrated on the first lap through, sometimes Remy focuses on the last cones instead of the cones right in front of him. Like pushing to like, get to the end as fast as possible, opposed to making like the best turns possible. You are good at that when you
Just takes me a long time to get into the cones. I need a lot of laps.
Yeah. Hey, this is a safe space. We're all trying to progress.
I feel like you guys are bullying me.
no more critiquing.
I would say first lap, go slow into it and just think of connecting every corner together very smoothly.
And then second lap, practice leaning a bit more maybe.
Leaning a
You're not gonna do well when we do a whole episode critiquing you.
Be a little bit more leaned, maybe.
Yeah, it was smoother. It looked as quick to me.
I have trouble with that a little off camera.
It's like as soon as it gets sketchier, you get more protective and your form kind
like,
of fades away. So like the off camber is where it's more important.
Why would you want to?
Because
like,
you want to put your body out here to be putting your weight straight down into your tires.
Okay, so maybe not necessarily. Can I do it again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I effed that up.
Better though, because like you saw that you had traction on your rear wheel coming out of it. Like you didn't lose traction. You like kind of snapped out of it pretty good.
You leaned your body a bunch.
I think it's pretty good. That's a tough corner, so it's not going to look perfect.
Yeah, it's hard, and you had a good transfer into the other one.
One more.
Sorry, guys. He's addicted. That was good. No,
No, I don't know. Wait, what are you guys gonna say? Was it good?
Yeah.
Then it was good.
From watching your video, it just seemed like my chest was too high. And if my chest is too high, then I don't have like the arms to move. So
You gotta do the same
getting
thing as
lower
me. Sit back.
allows me to push more. And then lower, push more.
that's pretty much how you were around that turn. And that's why I think doing cone drills with a buddy where you can film yourself is super important, because I've been told so many times to do something, but if I don't actually see myself doing it wrong, then I don't know what I'm doing.
And like you never stop in the trail. Like it's like, oh, I messed that corner up, but that's it.
Yeah.
So like this is, you can see the progression that you want to do is like, no, I want to get this better.
And if we're like Remy, you have to get your chest lower, but he doesn't actually know what that looks like, then you don't know what that feels like.
I think you got nervous. Biggest thing for you is like, you do have really good bike body separation. You like really throw the bike, but like that's the same thing. Is like there's one moment where you like really throw it, like right at the apex. You're like, "Huh," and like do your corner. Where if like you like initiated more, like started leaning, leaning the bike a bit earlier, and like actually like rounded out the corner and like got the grip onto your tires before like the apex.
You're doing really good bike lean, but you're having to transfer so much weight between every corner, and like you hook every corner almost more than you need to.
Yeah.
So like maybe if you do kind of like ease into that bike lean, you only go as far as you need to, and then you can stop when you're coming out of the corner
because
already.
I'll already have the traction.
Yeah.
I think like MotoGP, where like it's not
again,
just like
flow.
it's like
Yeah.
And I think that's good. Like, I grew up doing like a lot of cone drills, and I think like exaggeration was really like beat into us in a way to learn.
Yeah.
But I feel like I never really came back from
got
it.
out of it. Yeah. I see that too. Like certain photos, you'll be out of a corner and your bike is so lean, which looks sweet, but I know that in that position you're not going forward. You put so much into the corner that you cornered it, but you could have probably carried more speed if you didn't corner so much.
So hard, yeah.
So you're just too
like,
good. at cornering.
I'm so good that I'm slow.
Yeah.
No, I felt like I leaned earlier, but I had more body separation.
like this is your first one.
All right, I'm gonna do one more. Yeah, so what I wanted to do was get my chest a tiny bit lower. So I was trying to get like a bit more like that.
Back,
And then I felt like I was using my weight to push in a bit more, opposed to simply just leaning my bike.
I think really focus on looking out of your right-handers. Out of both the right-handers, you were like looking here instead of here.
Here, Remy, you film this so I can watch. Sure. This is why I can't give feedback. I'm not watching. We're kind of swinging our weight, but drifting our back wheel to like hook in.
Yeah.
And you're swinging your weight, but like rounding up the corner.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest difference that I see, that it's very like
That's why I come
smooth.
last in European EWSs.
But it's hard to critique that though, because on these, like, you're so good, but I think that you can definitely afford to just be a little bit more efficient, and like you're really good at just getting into that perfect corner position. But like we're kind of saying, is maybe you don't have to not every corner needs it.
I think I might have told you this, but like I remember riding with Stevie in the bike park,
Yeah.
and he was just like, you don't have to get into a berm like that. I was like, I thought that's how you're supposed to corner.
All right, guys. So clearly we have some things to work on.
Yeah. Everyone has things to work
Yeah,
on.
we all do.
I think it's been really cool to really break each other down in a nice way and work on things, because, you know, even like personally, obviously just winning, I still have things to work on, and these guys can still help me out, which is pretty powerful because you could assume that I don't need to work on anything, but that's definitely not the case.
Yeah.
You know, it really hurts my ego when these guys tell me I'm not. You know, it really.
He's too upset. He can't talk right now.
We learn, we progress, and we get faster. So
Go ride some trails.
I think these guys both have a lot to work on. I, after a few laps, did progress a lot, and I think I've mastered it. So
Remy has plateaued.
Remy's out. You won't see him in the next one of these, but
Yeah.
me and Remy
Yeah.
are back.
We still need to work on some things.
Yeah. Hope you liked it. There'll be more. Like and subscribe. Comment your tips, because obviously we don't know.
comment how your dirt roads are.
If there's any other
describe them.
skills or drills you want to see us do, let us know. We'll critique each other some more.
Nice work.
Power drills.
Yeah, that's actually
Cross
sick.
two fucking Makita power drills.
I've actually
To what?